wow. Have you ever felt that hopeless? That God is against you? I know I have. Naomi had allowed her circumstances to control her and then felt like she had to deal with them on her own. She thought that she was alone. She thought that God wasn't there. She thought that God didn't care, that God didn't see her. Sometimes when we get in places like this, all we can see are the circumstances around us. And then maybe you have people wanting to help you or be with you in the midst of that pain and suffering and hurt. But what's our temptation when we get in that place? Our temptation is to isolate ourselves against the pain and suffering and grief. And then we blame ourselves or we blame God for our situation because religion teaches us to do that. Religion teaches us that nothing bad should happen to us if we live in a certain way. That's what religion teaches us. So when things get complicated or painful, who's to blame? Well, if we've been living well and good or if we haven't been living well according to the moral standards, then we blame ourselves. But if we feel like we have been living according to those good moral standards, who do we blame? We blame God. We wallow in self-pity and the situation becomes the exact opposite of life. When I'm struggling with life, I'm someone who has a hard time letting other people in. I try to deal with it myself, and I allow my circumstances to cloud my vision. When my brother died when I was 13 years old, I learned to keep things inside instead of letting people in on my feelings. People would ask me time and time again, "How are you doing, Joel?" My parents would ask me, "Joel, how are you doing?" But I taught myself to isolate and to just kind of turn inward and not allow anyone else in, and I wallowed in my self-pity, and I thought God was against me. And God was against our family, and I kept asking, what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? I can relate to Naomi sometimes, and maybe you can too, where we feel lost. We feel like we're in a foreign land, and there's no one who gets us, who's there to fight for us, and we become consumed with our circumstances. We might even believe that God is out to get us or against us. There is no hope. And when we get in a place like this, any form of hope that does come along, we push it away because we can't see it as hope.